Hello Internet, I am Kay Thorne, also known as Miss V, and welcome to my channel where we are playing through all of the Nancy Drew games from number 1, Secrets Can Kill, to number 34, Mystery of the Seven Keys, and today we are continuing number 17, Legend of the Crystal Skull, from 2007. So last time we played, basically we were just heading to New Orleans with, Bess, just to have a nice little vacation, hang out, maybe eat some gumbo, and but in the process of being there, Nancy was like, "Oh hey, I'm gonna go check in on Ned's friend because his uncle just died. So it's a good thing to do. Check in on friends, make sure they're doing okay, especially when they're going through the grieving process." But as we got to the house, we noticed that the door just kind of opened. Never a trustworthy sign, but we walked in anyway. And we found somebody dressed as like a fancy skeleton person standing over a model of a cemetery, which is the cemetery that's apparently basically in the backyard of this house. They were standing over the model, spotted us, and then threw some powder in our face to knock us out. When we came to, basically Henry, the guy we were visiting, didn't want us to call cops or anything like that. We were fine, but we were like, you know what, we'll look into this for you. That way you don't have to call the cops, you don't have to deal with the legal stuff. I'll look into it for you. So we've been looking into that mystery. We solved a puzzle to get an eyeball. Found a few different glass eyeballs, which is kind of a cool thing to do actually. If you have to wear like a glass eyeball, having multiple different kinds is kind of cool. So we did that. We explored the cemetery, explored the grounds, did a whole bunch of stuff. We finally got into the bedroom of the one woman, the caretaker. She had some weird stuff listed in there, which is what this save game is named, which is the Baza Lupa Dimuka, which I've got my notes here. That was written on her wall. That's weird. So we have that. We got some directions with west, northeast, south, west, north. We got a bunch of weird stuff happening. We also, as Bess, which is kind of cool. We got to play as Bess. We went to a little curio shop, made a guy sneeze a lot, broke into his back room, and found a skeleton person's costume. Fascinating. So lots going on with that. We're trying to figure out like who this person was, what they want, etc. So that's our goal here in this game. If you're new to my channel, the goal here is to play through all the Nancy Drew games and just to have a better work-life balance. And then at the end of October, which is only in 2 days from the day I'm recording. So at the end of October, probably actually technically the beginning of November is when I'll start playing. I'll be playing Dragon Age of the Veilguard as well, so I'll be kind of balancing Dragon Age and Nancy Drew a little bit at that point. Because I do still want to play through all the Nancy Drew games, play the brand new one that came out just a couple months ago. Once I'm done with Nancy Drew, we'll see. If I get a bigger following with Dragon Age, then we'll keep doing stuff. We'll keep playing games. We'll see what happens. But if you do end up liking this video, again, click that like button below. Feel free to leave a comment. I'm sure at some point I'll have an interesting comment topic as we're playing. And then if you want to see me play through the Nancy Drew games, see me play Veilguard, etc., go ahead and click the subscribe button. But for now, let's load into the game and figure out. I literally played this yesterday. Literally yesterday is when we started, and I still don't know what I'm doing. This is why I play junior level, so I can have a task list and remember what the heck I was doing. So yeah, so we need to figure out what's up with the fake books. Figure out what's up with the grandfather clock. Try not to yawn, but I'm kind of sleepy. Explore every inch of the garden, which I thought I did, but I guess I didn't. Look for anything that might help me find the skull that might have been in the box. What's the deal with the symbols in Renee's room? Alright, let's see if I can figure out the books, because I think that's the only one that's really kind of standing out right now. I have an idea, because when we look at this, like, these all have teeth on them. I'm so sorry about the yawning, guys. And I know the books can be pulled, so I think it has something to do with teeth. But I don't know teeth very well, and that even if I did know teeth, that still wouldn't help me with the order. There's no other books in here that could help us. What the?
What was that?
That was Uncle Bruno's pet iguana, Iggy. He's always in here stealing paper. He must be using it to build a nest or something. Look, I had all those books arranged so they fit perfectly in that box. Put them back in, okay? I don't have time.
I just want to look through this one book.
Go right ahead, after you put all those other books back.
Always drink your water, guys. Okay. This is the longest one, so I feel like we need to do this first. No, that won't fit there. That won't fit there. That's too skinny. Let's figure out which one's gonna go here. Probably this one. Yep. Actually, let's... There we go. And then... Maybe... No, that's too long. So... I guess probably that. Ooh, or not. Do that. Maybe this one just doesn't go there. Maybe that goes on the top. Then this. Wait. Yeah, this red one's longer. Dang. Or, yep, that'll fit there. Oh, because I gotta get this on here somewhere. Unless this fits there. Oh. Could be that I don't have these things over far enough, actually. Yep. Oh. Should actually fit there. I just have to get this over far enough to the left. Maybe not. Because this can go there. This can go there. Oh, I think I see what I can do. Yep. Yep. There we go. The Crystal Skulls. Fact or fable? Beatrice Hotchkiss. Should have known it was going to be Hotchkiss. If you're just jumping in on this particular game and you haven't watched any of my previous games, Hotchkiss is a recurring character in the games. And I also have an office blanket because my office gets cold, so my fan isn't even on. So 12125553427. I'm sure that's already in my cell phone. Alright, let's read up on the Crystal Skulls here. One of the most ancient and widespread legends known to humankind can be summed up thusly. Scattered over the earth are 13 humanoid skulls carved out of pure crystal. At some point in the future, fate will bring the 13 skulls together and they will speak, imparting wisdom that will save the human race from annihilation and usher in a golden era of peace and enlightenment. We gotta find these skulls, guys. There are several versions of this legend. In one, the skulls were created by Mayans, Incans, or Aztecs, and collectively form a repository of information telling how and why humans came to be. Another legend credits the creation to the extraterrestrials who seeded the Earth with the human race and left the skulls behind to explain their actions at some point in the future. Yet another contends the skulls are ancient in origin, but more important that each skull is somehow magical in and of itself. The distinctive gifts they offer their owners reputedly include precognition, clairvoyance, telekinesis, and, of course, immortality. Some variations combine all of the above. What is both indisputable and intriguing about the general legend and its smaller, colorful variations is that several mysterious crystal skulls have indeed been discovered in the past millennium, turning up in all corners of the earth. What follows is an examination of everything that is currently known about these skulls in hopes of separating the facts of their existence from the fantasies of human imagination. Right, we're not going to read the details of all of these, but the Whisperer is the one that supposedly is in the game. So, the first documented reference to the crystal skull known as the Whisperer came in 1532, shortly after Hernando de Soto helped Francisco Pizarro ambush and capture the Incan emperor Atahualpa at the Battle of Cajamarca. De Soto's aide-de-camp, while updating the De Soto's expedition records, noted that during Atahualpa's subsequent imprisonment, De Soto befriended the Incan ruler. In time, Atahualpa told De Soto a secret. He possessed the exquisitely detailed life-sized human skull that the ancient ones had carved out of pure, clear crystal. He happened upon it at the hut of a deceased high priest who, astonishingly advanced age, had caused his fellow priests, out of fear and jealousy, to slip him a fatal dose of poison. Ooh. Atahualpa took a fancy to the skull and kept it, and soon realized that the skull, which he contended would sometimes whisper to him in an unearthly voice using unfamiliar words, was giving him immunity to all human ailments. There's the yawn again. It's because I ate food. As long as he possessed the skull, Atahualpa told De Soto he would live forever. But like the priest before him, and like everyone who possessed this particular skull after him, Atahualpa soon discovered that while the skull could perhaps protect him from the ravages of time and nature, it was no match for the treachery of his fellow man. To De Soto's great surprise and dismay, Pizarro had Atahualpa executed. Although there is no other mention of the skull in De Soto's records, it is highly doubtful that the Spaniard would have left such a treasure behind when he returned to Europe in 1536. Indeed, the next documented reference to the crystal skull, which Atahualpa seems to have inadvertently bequeathed to De Soto, came in a letter written by a nobleman in the court of Philip II, the member of the Austrian Habsburg family, who took over the Spanish Empire in 1556. This is really long. While it gets at the Habsburg Palace in Vienna, the nobleman mentions encountering a crystalline head of death, which a manservant swore made utterances strange and low, too terrible for the air to bear. Apparently, the skull then made its way to France, most likely via Anne of Austria, who married King Louis XIII of France in 1615, because the next reference to a death's head carved from remarkably clear crystal can be found in the manifest of a ship belonging to René Robert Cavelier, Sieur de la Salle, a French explorer who in 1684 was preparing a journey that would take the skull, ironically, back to the New World which it had come. The fact that La Salle took the skull with him on his expedition to colonize his Mississippi River Valley suggests that he may have been aware of its reputation for conferring immortality upon its owner. But once again, his real enemy proved not to be age or disease, but his fellow man. A group of his men stranded in what is now Texas after the expedition landed in the wrong place and antagonized the local Native Americans, eventually mutinied and killed La Salle so they could abandon their mission and head for the relative safety of the French outposts in Canada. The Whisperer, however, appears to have been left behind and didn't reappear until almost 200 years later. The photo to the right, found in the basement of a library in Jonesboro, Arkansas, suggests that by 1881, Atahualpa's crystal skull had found itself in the hands of a traveling huckster who apparently used it to lure potential patrons to his wagon so he could sell them various balms and elixirs. Snake oil salesman. Let's go back real quick and look at the photo. 17th, 1801, Curtis Caldwell's Cures and Curiosities. The Whispering Crystal Skull, Wonder of the Ancient Incan World. Inquire inside. Right. If he is the same Curtis Caldwell who, according to census records, settled in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, he lived and worked to the ripe old age of 93, dying only when a dissatisfied customer set fire to his house in a fit of anger. Dang. If the Whisperer was in Caldwell's house, it no doubt survived the fire, but exactly what happened to it next has proved impossible to discern, and its current whereabouts is a mystery. But what is known about the skull's previous owners could prove very useful in solving that mystery. For all the people who have possessed it have had two things in common. They lived for an unusually long time, and they always, without exception, met with death at the hand of another. In other words, the trail that leads to the discovery of this particular crystal skull will likely be one that begins with murder. It's way longer than I thought it would be. Well, we learned a bit about this crystal skull.
Yes?
How did Bruno die, if you don't mind my asking?
Just dropped dead in the front hallway. I mean, the guy was 95 years old. Here, check it out. Myocardial infarction. That's doctor speak for heart attack.
Attending physician Dr. Gilbert Buford, 504-555-9970. Was that Bruno's doctor?
And his best friend, or so I'm told. I've never met him.
Krollmeister.
Interesting keychain.
That's one of Uncle Bruno's glass eyes. It's the one he was wearing when he died.
How nice.
Anything else?
I'm going to keep looking around.
Sounds good.
I think we need to make a couple of phone calls. Let me check off, though. I probably need to...
Check.
Yeah.
I haven't done that.
Oh,
All
yeah,
done.
I haven't done that. Sorry.
All done. Did that.
Yep. Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted to check off. Hotchkiss.
Yes, hello?
Hi, my name's Nancy Drew. Is this Professor Hotchkiss?
I am she, Nancy Drew. Your name has a ring to it. Do I know you?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we met a little while back in Wisconsin.
Oh, yes, you were the delightful young lady doling out the samples in the tasting room of that cheese factory. Yum, yum.
No, I met you at Wickford Castle.
That's ridiculous. There was no cheese tasting room at Wickford Castle.
No, we were both guests there. I found a journal written by Marie Antoinette, which you translated. Remember?
Thanks to you, suddenly all I can think about is how wonderful a nice big slab of Colby cheese would taste right now. Listen, Mandy, I'm on a deadline, so if you could please just tell me why you called.
But my name isn't...
Deadline! Let's cut to the chase, shall we? Chop, chop.
Did a man from New Orleans named Bruno Bollet ever call you?
Ah, now there's a name you can remember. Olé, nice and French. I'm a scholar of French history, you know.
Yes, I know. So did Bruno Bollet call you?
Indeed he did, oui oui.
Why did he call, if you don't mind my asking?
Because he had read my book, of course. The Crystal Skulls. Fact or fable, one of my best efforts. Sold like hotcakes, smothered in a rich, tangy lemon sauce.
Did he say anything about owning one of the skulls himself?
I would have hung up on him straight away if he had. I tell you, Brandy, if I had $1 for every crackpot who's called claiming to own one of those skulls, I'd be able to dine at the Russian tea room every evening for the rest of my life. All right, that's a bit of hyperbole, but you get the picture. No. If memory serves, we talked mostly about the skull called the Whisperer. He wanted to know if I had learned any more about it since my book was published, which I hadn't, or if I had any theory as to what happened to it, which I didn't.
And that was the extent of your conversation?
Well, now, let me think. My, such insatiable curiosity, Nellie. You remind me of someone I encountered on one of my journeys. But for the life of me, I cannot remember her name or the circumstances.
Nancy Drew? Wickford Castle?
Ah! The eyes have it.
I'm sorry?
That's what Bruno Bollet said when I turned the tables and asked him if he had any idea where the Whisperer was. He said, the eyes have it. Then he chuckled and hung up.
In your book, you said that all the people who've ever owned the Whisperer were murdered, yet Bruno Bollet dropped dead of a heart attack.
Are you saying the Whisperer was in his possession after all? The scallywag! Why didn't he tell me that? Oh, that's right, I would have hung up on him. Well, if that's the case, then I strongly suggest you take a close look at his so-called heart attack, Sandy. Because if he owned the skull and he died, I guarantee you it was at the hands of someone else. Or my name's not Beatrice Gertrude Winifred Hotchkiss.
The idea that the Whisperer can make its owner immortal, do you believe that?
I believe that things that defy any so-called rational explanations happen all the time, Nessie. Now, does that mean there are mysterious external forces at work in the universe of which we do not and cannot ever have full knowledge? Or does it all boil down to us? If the human heart desperately wants something to be true, does the human mind have the power to make it true? Who knows? Oh, questions, questions, questions. Oh, how dreary life would be without them.
If someone found a skull made of crystal, how could they be sure it's one of the crystal skulls?
Wonderful question, Francie. How indeed? Because there are sure to be thousands of fakes out there. Perhaps tens of thousands. But remember, the real skulls were made long before the tools commonly used for carving today were invented. Which means, let's put on our thinking caps.
Modern-day tools would have left marks if the skull was a fake?
Exactly so. Mind you, the marks on a good fake would be microscopic and thus imperceptible to the human eye. However, any thorough laboratory analysis would quickly unmask a counterfeit.
So the only way to prove that a skull is the real deal is by proving it's not a fake?
And by examining its provenance, its history of ownership. If it can be shown that a particular specimen has been passed along from antiquity into modern times and didn't just suddenly appear in, say, Germany in the mid-19th century, that would tend to support its authenticity as well.
How much would a crystal skull like the Whisperer be worth?
In this crazy day and age, where the shorn hair and used tissues of celebrities get sold for thousands of dollars, there's absolutely no telling, Candy. $500,000 easily. Maybe even $1 million. Maybe 2. Maybe 10. The sky's the limit. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Hotchkiss.
That's it for now.
Toodaloo.
Professor Hotchkiss. So we met her in an early game. We got stranded in the Castle Wickford in Wisconsin because of the snow. And we found a tower that contained on Earth is my significant other doing out there? Sorry, got distracted by the sounds. Found a tower with one of the old French queens' crown, I think. It had jewels in it. It was a whole thing. It was really crazy. Hotchkiss was staying there. We had to get chicken for her. Lots of chicken. She ate so much chicken. Had to get her boots back for her. It was a whole thing. Let's call Dr. Buford.
This is Dr. Gilbert Buford's answering service. How may I help you?
I need to talk to Dr. Buford. Could you maybe give me a number where I can reach him?
No, ma'am, I cannot. Is this an emergency?
Sort of. I mean, it's not a medical emergency. See, I'm only going to be in town for a short time, and Dr. Buford and I have this mutual friend who died recently, and I just really need to talk to him about it.
Need some consoling, huh?
Yes, I need some consoling. That's it exactly.
Well, tell you what. It's against the rules to give you his phone number, but I can tell you that now that he's all but retired, Dr. Buford spends most of his evenings at his favorite gumbo stand down in the French Quarter. If you really need to talk to him, you can probably find him there.
Great. Do you know the address?
It's at the corner of Rampart and Domain.
Did you say Rampart and Domain?
I did indeed. Granny Pumpkin's Cajun cooking. They make some darn fine gumbo.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, and I'm truly sorry about your loss.
My loss?
That mutual friend of yours and Dr. Buford's?
Oh, right. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Bye.
Well, I guess I'm calling Bess. Pretty sure we've already seen Dr. Buford. I think he was the guy sitting across the street, which is probably going to that gumbo truck. I want to try gumbo so badly.
Hello?
Hi, Bess. It's me.
So what's been happening? Tell me everything.
Well, let's see. Since the last time we talked, I was just about...
Interesting stuff.
But the reason I called is, I need you to talk to this doctor named Gilbert Buford, who, as it turns out, likes to hang out at a gumbo stand called Granny Pumpkin's Cajun Cookin', which should be right across from our hotel.
You just want me to talk to him? That's it? Nothing nefarious? No black ops stuff?
He was Bruno Bellay's doctor, and apparently his best friend, too. I just need for you to see if he thinks there was anything weird about the way Bruno died.
What do you mean by weird?
I mean, I kind of think maybe Bruno was murdered.
Murdered? By whom?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Everyone's a suspect at this point.
Including this Gilbert Buford guy?
Well...
Great, I'm gonna be chatting up Jack the Ripper.
Oh, I'm sure the guy's fine, but be subtle, just in case.
Well, I can see the gumbo stand from our balcony. If he's the guy that's sitting down there, I guess he looks harmless. Okay, I'll go talk to him.
Thanks, Bess. Let me know what happens.
Cheerio.
Why, hello, young lady. How kind of you to grace an old man with your lovely presence.
My name's Bess Marvin. I'm looking for Dr. Gilbert Buford.
Well, it's a pleasure to report that I am he.
Do you mind if I join you?
Of course not. A little lively discourse would brighten this gloomy evening considerably. This here is my favorite spot in the whole city. Delicious gumbo, pleasing view, particularly now, I might add.
I'd like to ask you some questions about Bruno Belay, if that's okay.
I'd prefer subject matter of a happier nature, but I do not want to seem inhospitable, so What is it you want to know?
Is it true that Dr. Boulay was your best friend?
Well, now, I was certainly his best friend, but I cannot honestly say that he was mine. Fact is, while socializing with my fellow man, particularly with pretty young women such as yourself, has always been a source of pleasure for me, Bruno was just the opposite. Unfortunately, the older he got, the more numerous his idiosyncrasies became, and the less concern about their negative effect upon others he became.
His idiosyncrasies didn't bother you?
Now, as a doctor of medicine, I am not only accustomed to dealing with the abnormal, but I find that I'm actually drawn to it. I, for one, thoroughly enjoyed Bruno's outlandish personality. Although, at the same time, I fear it may have played a role in his demise. You see, he died of a myocardial infarction, most likely caused by age-related atherosclerosis. Dying of a heart attack is all too common for people who are socially isolated, and Bruno Boulay had most certainly become that.
Where was Dr. Boulay when he had his MI?
In the foyer of his house, just inside the front door. In fact, I hadn't seen him for a while, so I picked that day to pay him a visit. I walked up to the front door, found it unlocked as usual, opened it, and there he was, lying on the floor in obvious distress. The next thing I know, his housekeeper came running in and started shrieking and carrying on, until finally I sent her out of the room so she could summon an ambulance, and I could once again hear myself think. Well, let's see. Then I knelt down and saw that he wasn't breathing. So I pulled him away from the doorway so I'd have more room to work on him, and began chest compressions. I continued until the medics arrived, but nothing they did made a difference either.
Was Dr. Boulay unconscious the whole time?
Yes, he was.
Can you remember anything that might indicate what he was doing by the front door? I mean, had he just come in from a walk? Was he wearing a hat? Was he holding anything? Had he dropped something? An umbrella? Sunglasses?
Wait a minute. Why, yes, he was holding something. A piece of paper. And on the floor next to him was an envelope. He must have collapsed while reading a letter.
Do you know what happened to it?
Now, I know the letter was no longer in Bruno's hand when the paramedics arrived, so perhaps he released the letter when I moved him. And yet, I do not recall seeing it on the floor when they wheeled him out the door. Iggy.
What's icky?
Iggy. Iggy is an iguana Bruno befriended, then turned loose in his home. It soon developed the annoying habit of stealing paper and stockpiling it in the vent system.
Are you saying an iguana made off with the letter Bruno had been reading?
It would not have been the first time a missing document ended up in Iggy's possession. Renee would periodically call me saying the lizard had absconded with one of Bruno's prescriptions and would I please write her up a replacement. In any case, Bruno once told me he was training Iggy. Said he taught Iggy to retrieve the things it had stolen.
Did they do an autopsy on Dr. Boulay?
No. Given Bruno's advanced age and the absence of any indication of foul play, an autopsy was deemed unnecessary, and the body was cremated according to Bruno's wishes.
Do you think it's possible that Renee caused Dr. Boulay's death by, say, hoarding the pills from those missing prescriptions and giving them to him all at once?
No. Had he died of an overdose of the medications I had prescribed, the manner of his death would have been quite different. But he died of a heart attack. Of that, I am certain. However, I know for a fact that Renee is deeply involved in the practice of hoodoo. And as Bruno's housekeeper, she had ample opportunity to use it against my poor old friend.
You mean hoodoo really works?
Young lady, never, ever underestimate the power of suggestion. If a person believes in something, even on a subconscious level, fantasy can easily become fact. And who knows what rubbish Renee filled Bruno's mind with? Drink this, don't eat that. This brings good luck, that brings bad, day in and day out. Even if he said he didn't believe a word of it, who knows how much his subconscious was absorbing? He was very old and vulnerable. So could Renee have caused Bruno to have that fatal heart attack? There's not a doubt in my mind she could indeed.
Did Dr. Boulay ever say anything to you about owning a crystal skull?
Why, yes. Yes, he did. In fact, he showed it to me once. Said it had magical powers. Said owning it was going to allow him to live forever. I thought it was utter nonsense and told him so. Well, he didn't appreciate that at all. Refused to talk to me for a full 2 weeks.
What'd the skull look like?
It was quite beautiful, actually. Life-size, perfect in form and clarity, like a diamond almost. Tell me, Miss Bess, what do you know about that crystal skull?
This friend of mine, who is also a friend of Henry Boulay, you know, Dr. Boulay's great-nephew. Anyway, while she was visiting Henry, she saw this book in Bruno's library about the legendary crystal skulls and was kind of intrigued and thought that since Henry said that you were pretty much Bruno's only friend, maybe Bruno had said something to you about it, and as it turns out, he had. That's all I know.
I see. Well, much as I'd like to believe that skull holds the key to immortality, I'm afraid Bruno's passing proves it's worthless. Although it would make an attractive paperweight, as I recall. Tell your friend not to give it another thought.
Thanks for your time.
I've enjoyed our conversation immensely.
I just want to get some gumbo,
What
man.
can I do for you? Dive in.
I've always wanted to try crawfish.
Mm-mm.
Oh, hey, she
I
has
can
her own
check that
task
off.
list.
Done. Did that. Done. Can't check that off yet.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Guess I'll be running along.
It's been a pleasure, I assure you.
Can't check that off yet.
I don't trust the crow. Oh, my sunglasses are actually my regular glasses are bugging me right now.
Hello? Hi, Nance.
Ugh.
Okay, here's what's been happening at mine.
And that's pretty much it.
Good work. I'll take it from here. Thanks again.
Good luck. Bye.
I should technically wear my glasses when I'm doing stuff on the computer, but my eyes are kind of tired and it's hurting like the top of my ears. Ugh, I just can't keep wearing them. All right. Dynamite. Ah.
Check. All done.
Wait, let me look at that card again that I found. That's not the card. There we go. I did the thing where I clicked too far to the right.
That's the front door, but I'm not leaving until I figure out what Mr. Skeleton Man was up to.
Yeah, but I wanted to search the area.
Yes?
I'll stop bugging you now.
Whatever.
Hello again.
I understand that Dr. Bolet had some interesting pets, like an iguana.
That man never met a creature he didn't like. He'd train them to do all kinds of silly tricks, then let them run free, inside the house as well as out.
Do you know how he went about training them?
I surely do not. Don't get me wrong. I like Dr. Bolet, I truly did. But I swear, sometimes his activities made as much sense to me as bathing in a bayou full of gators.
Were you in the house when Dr. Bolet passed away?
I was indeed. I was in the library cleaning when all of a sudden I heard a big thump. I hurried out to investigate, and sure enough, there was Dr. Bolet lying by the front door. And as I rushed over to him, the door opened and in walked Gilbert Buford. He took one look at Dr. Bolet and hollered at me to call 911. So I ran back into the library and did just that. When I came back out, Gilbert was leaning over Dr. Bolet, listening for breathing, I suppose. And then he started pushing up and down on his chest, but it was too late. Even I could tell that Dr. Bolet was gone.
Gilbert recalls seeing a letter in Dr. Bolet's hand, as if he had keeled over while reading his mail.
I suppose it's possible. The mail does come about then. But I helped remove the body, and I surely don't recall seeing any letter. In the back of my mind, I have always wondered about Gilbert Buford showing up at the door at that exact moment.
Did Dr. Bolet ever say anything to you about a crystal skull? He may have referred to it as the Whisperer.
No, he never so much as mentioned a crystal skull, whispering or otherwise.
I'd better get going.
Fare thee well.
Alright, I gotta figure out where this iguana is. But first things first, I'm getting really tired. Plus, I also gotta finish cleaning the litter box. And it should be dry by this point, according to my timer here. So I gotta go deal with that. And so there'll be like a pause here. And then I'll come back to the game in a bit. So I'm just gonna save over that same spot, pause the recording, and for you guys, it'll be kind of seamless. For me, there's gonna be a chunk of time. So I guess I would say stick around, but really it's just a warning that there's gonna be a cut here because I gotta go take care of some things. Do you guys ever wake up from a nap and just feel worse than you did before? So when I did all the litter box stops, the cats could have both litter boxes again. I got hit so hard with the tiredness, which, with how hard it hit me, I'm thinking more fatigue than tired. So I was like, you know what, I'll just take a nap before I go finish recording. That'll be fine, right? I feel worse. I'm not just like, I must sleep anymore, but I'm like sweaty and hot and clammy. I feel gross. Ugh. Guys, having a chronic illness is not fun. If any of you follow me and you have chronic illness, I get it. And you get it. It's not fun. This hand sanitizer doesn't want to open and my hands still smell like litter. I washed them. And they still smell like litter. But this particular Hand sanitizer does not want to pop open. I'll do this at home. Oh, that like fully open. That's not what I want. I got the hand sanitizer. That's not what I want. It's too much. That's what I want. Oh my gosh. I have to do it because this one that I got, the thing inside, it's broken. So I got a new one. And basically what I'm going to do is as this gets low, I'm going to fill it up with the other one. Ugh, so much because it just kind of exploded. Okay. Hand sanitizer problem resolved. I was playing a game. That's what I was doing. No, I want to play. I do want to play. Especially since all hell broke loose when I woke up from the nap. Just... Ugh. Okay, I finally found the lizard. I found the lizard over here. All I can do here is read the Crystal Skull book again. We did that. The lizard was here. And then it ran off. And I don't know where it went. And this guy wasn't of any help. Let's go talk to what's her nuts out here.
Hello again.
Never mind.
I'll see you later.
Take care, hon.
I need to send him a letter that Iggy might have taken. It keeps having me look at this, but I feel like I should be able to look at the floor. To see like where the letter might have vanished off to. No. This one's her one. Yes. I'm not looking at the creepy doll again. I really don't think there's anything in here. Where is that gosh darn lizard? All I can think is that we need to explore the garden more. That's that. I don't want to keep doing that because I feel like that's one of those puzzles that gets more and more difficult every time. So until we absolutely need to, we're not going to. Yep, we've seen this. There's some kind of musical thing we have to do with that. And some dandelions. That's it. All it was that I didn't see those dandelions. I'm gonna have to come out here and look for like certain herbs and stuff at some point, aren't I? I've already been over here. Yeah, I looked at that. It's probably just that I didn't look at those dandelions before.
I haven't done that.
Oh, no, okay. See what Ned has to say. Maybe he's got a tip.
Hello, Nancy?
Hey, Ned.
It's about time you called. Did you make it to New Orleans okay?
Yep.
Have you seen Henry?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure I like the way you said that. Is he okay?
He's fine. Well, he's the executor of his great-uncle Bruno's estate, which he's not real happy about. But he and his great-uncle weren't that close, so he's not grief-stricken or anything.
Well then, are you okay?
Other than being attacked on my way into Henry's house by a skeleton wearing a red ascot and getting knocked out by the smoke bomb he threw at me, I'm fine too.
What?
Let's just say that I've stumbled onto a mystery, and I'm not leaving till I solve it.
Why am I not surprised? Is Bess with you?
No, but she has been helping me.
So tell me about this skeleton man.
Well, it was someone in a costume, obviously. He or she was leaning over something in the great room when I walked in and surprised them.
So they threw a smoke bomb at you and ran?
Yeah, it must have interrupted whatever they were doing.
What were they leaning over?
A scale model of the cemetery next door. Henry says his great-uncle Bruno made it so he could keep track of who was buried there. Apparently, Bruno used to oversee the cemetery. And right near the scale model, I found a tracing of some kind of symbol. I'm thinking maybe Skeleton Man dropped it.
Why would Skeleton Man be interested in the scale model of a cemetery?
Good question. Maybe I'll take a real good look around in there and see if I can find out.
Good idea.
I'm still trying to figure out how you got to be friends with Henry.
Well, we're not best friends or anything. Heck, we're not really even friends. I just feel sorry for the guy. I mean, he never hangs out with anyone between classes, and when I'd heard there'd been a death in the family, I just wanted to make sure he was okay all by himself down there.
Don't worry, he's fine. Although I think he misses his parents a lot. I saw him out in the cemetery by what I think is their crypt. He seemed pretty upset.
I'm not surprised. I get the feeling that what Henry looks like on the outside is just the opposite of what he looks like on the inside.
You know, you're a pretty nice guy.
Yeah, I know.
It's basically like any other goth boy out there. He looks very like not really MCR, but Panic at the Disco, David Bowie, leaning towards goth. Yeah, he does.
Bruno Bolet's housekeeper, Renee, is still here, despite the fact that she and Henry don't really get along that well.
Why do you think she's staying on?
She says it's because Bruno paid her in advance.
But you don't believe her.
10% of Bruno's estate is supposed to go to her. Only she thinks, and with kind of good reason, that Henry's been selling off Bruno's assets on the sly. So it wouldn't surprise me if she's staying on so she can try to bust him.
What's this kind of good reason stuff?
I know for a fact that Henry sold a box of Bruno's things to a local curio shop.
So this Renee person isn't just being paranoid.
What this Renee person is freaky.
In what way?
She wanted me to drink some strange-looking concoction after I passed out from the smoke bomb, but she refused to tell me what was in it. And she wears this weird little pouch around her neck. Says what's inside it connects her to the energy that powers the universe.
She's probably harmless, but stay on her good side, just in case.
Are you familiar with the legend of the so-called crystal skulls?
Is that where aliens supposedly scattered a bunch of perfectly formed crystal skulls all around the world like thousands of years ago? And all the skulls have different magical powers?
Something like that, yeah. Apparently Henry's uncle was the proud owner of the Whisperer, the skull that was supposed to make whoever owned it live forever.
Only now he's dead and another superstition bites the dust.
Maybe, maybe not. See, this book I found in Bruno's library said no one who has owned the Whisperer has ever died of natural causes.
So how did they die?
They were all murdered.
Come on, you don't believe that crystal skull stuff is true, do you?
I'm not sure what I believe yet. But right now, what I think doesn't matter. The people who knew Bruno had the skull, if one of them believed in the Whisperer's power, they may have figured the only way they'd ever be rid of Bruno was to cause his death.
But didn't he die of a stroke or something?
Heart attack.
Well, there you go. Natural causes.
Heart attacks can be induced.
You've been watching too many of those forensic detective shows.
That may be, but what's really interesting is the skull is missing.
That is interesting.
And I'll bet you anything that's what my bony friend in the red ascot was looking for.
Does Henry know where the skull is?
I haven't gotten around to asking him about it yet. But if that skull is still around here, I intend to find it.
I kind of figured that.
Bruno Bolet's doctor, Gilbert Buford, was apparently Bruno's best friend as well.
Think Bruno told him about the skull?
Yes, in fact, Dr. Buford told Bess that Bruno showed it to him once. But apparently he told Bruno the skull was bogus, and Bruno got a little ticked off. Never showed it to him again.
Well, when it comes to murdering someone and making it look like a heart attack, a doctor's got to be right up there when it comes to suspects.
Don't worry, I've been thinking the same thing.
So what else is going on?
I'd better get going.
Call again, like soon.
I'll try. See ya.
Bye, Nancy.
Darn, I was hoping he'd have like a tip. We gotta find Iggy. I don't know how to find Iggy. I figured, like, look on the floor over here. Maybe we can find a hole or something. We can't go over there. Then I thought maybe over here, but again, there's no hole or anything. This we need, like, a code for. I mean, I'm sure I could mess around with it and figure it out eventually, but I prefer to just have a code for it. Is there someplace in here that I'm missing? No. This doesn't let me look at anything. Can't search over there because he's at the desk. Oh, what's this? Just, oh, the camel and the needle's eye, cat's eye, cavities, net prevention, Kernatids in their cave, Daniel and the Moving Finger by Daniel Biddle. That's weird. That's a family name. That is a family name. Actually, this could have been my name. Apparently, there was a discussion at some point about taking the woman's name, and they didn't. They went with the man's name, but this could have been my last name in the end. That's weird. Eye Candy by Mitzi Vroom. Finding Fish by Bill Kessler. Oh my god. That's from White Wolf Bicycle Creek. Grinding Fake Eyes by Jenny Oculus. Haha. Ha. Turn a Blind Eye by Will He See Me. By Will He See Me. Librarian's Tale by a P teacher. Oh, Librarian's Tale A by P teacher. Limes and Coconuts by Sid Zest. My Eye and Other Tall Tales by Francois Poutine. Not Now, Not Ever by Imogene Nougat. Prudent Living and Memoir by P. Rutherford. Bringing Rutherford back. She's another person that we've contacted for various things. Bridges Nowhere by Jeannie Dever. We go back around? Camel and Needle's Eye by J. Dromatis. Is that a reference? Cat's Eye by Tab Trassier. Cavities and Prevention by Dr. Mark Payne. By Scorpio Mac. Yeah, there's that Daniel Bettle again. Okay. Don't know what that's about. I'm sure we'll have to use that as... What's that thing that was in the thing? In the... Well, we hadn't looked at that. We did look at all of these, though. Because that's where we found the first glass eye. That's the teeth. That's where we first saw Iggy. We already double checked there. This is unhelpful.
Yes?
I'll let you get back to work.
Groovy.
Groovy. I don't know where to go. And I don't see this reason to search the cemetery right now.
Hello again.
Damn.
I'll leave you to your potting.
Come see me anytime.
I looked at that before. We can't look at anything else while she's here, at least.
That was quick.
I'd better get going.
Take care, hon.
Oh, that's my cat. It's like, what is that sound in the game? That's my cat outside of my office. I mean, we missed that before, but I don't think that's a big deal. We already did that. And opened it. That's the tree. Yeah, that like glows and lights up. Why is this designed so strangely? We had found an eye here. And that, yeah, that glows and lights up. Ah. Oh, nothing new there. Oh, we can apparently move these around now, though. Who knows what order they're supposed to be in. I feel like we just gotta find that stupid lizard. And I don't know where the lizard is, and I feel like I'm gonna have to cheat on this one. The thing is, I think I know where the lizard is. I don't remember how to get there. Unless something has changed at this point. It's this. I'm pretty sure it's this. Unless it's supposed to be like in alphabetical order of the things they're holding. In which case this would be first. It's a banana. I'm gonna dog. Oh wait, no, it would not be first. Banana would go here. The axe would go there. Axe, banana, dog. An umbrella. This would be like last. It's a hat. Monkey. Oh, H-L-M-T and then Nope, not alphabetical by the items they're holding. It was a good thought. It was a failed thought, but it was a good thought. Got it. TBFM. TBFM. LHAPU. HAPU. LH. That's all it was. Eye of the beholder.
Come on, Summer, give me a break here. You never said anything about that. Well, how was I supposed to know? I mean, what am I, telepathic? No, come on, don't get upset. Look, I'll see what I can do, okay? What do you mean, something else? You gotta be kidding me, Summer. I don't have that kind of money. No, I meant, I don't have it now. But I will, soon, okay? Bye. Oh, man.
Take a photo of that. My cat wants dinner, but I'm delaying dinner for a couple of reasons. we don't even have to put our... Oh, we still have to put our hand down the hole, but not as far. Cool. Oh, we're here. Oh, okay. There's an eye in the eye of the beholder. Haha. Ha ha ha. Oh. Oh, it's not that one. It's this one. And this is what I was remembering. Nope. I'm gonna have to write that down. Because there was an eye on the back of that and a spider, and the spider has the things. See. C. C. D. E. How to tune E. Play for the spider and we get the green eye. I'm guessing.
This must be where I'm supposed to put all the glass eyes I've found.
Probably.
Let's see how we're doing.
Oh, I'm glad she just puts them in a place for me. Handy. Oh, dang it. Oh, actually. Darn it, that's what I wanted. Don't mind me. This is probably gonna take me a little bit. Oh, dang it. I apparently didn't give it enough oomph. That was not enough for what I was going for. That's what I wanted. Ah, damn. No. it's gonna go straight. I wanted it just slightly off. No! No, that's still handy. Not what I wanted, but... Okay. The eyes have it. Another eye. What? Hey, 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 hey!
Aw.
Oh, I gotta click them all first. Okay. Sa. Lu. Pa. Ti. Lu. Ka.
Pa. Sa. Lu. Pa. Di. Mu. Pa.
The last denizen buried on my guard will start you a hunting through the graveyard. What's written on the headstone will lead you to another, and so on and so forth, till tiny treasure you discover. Okay, I think we got to keep that, so. It's right here. On this day, November 8, 1952, the Jolly Roger crew of New Orleans hereby invites Dr. Bruno Sinclair Bollet to join its hallowed ranks. Speak of this to no one save the man who has championed you, and will, should you accept the invitation, serve as your sponsor during the invitation process, Dr. Gilbert Buford. Welcome. Interesting. Short Stories for Tired Eyes by Bruno Bollet, dedicated to those who hear the whisper. Table contents: Some will tell Librarian's Tale, the history of Quincy T. Booker's teeth, steps in the right direction, the key to the statues are key, plentiful pirates, and nautical nonsense. I feel like this is important. Time will tell part 1. At exactly midday, time will tell. At exactly midday, 12. The teacher said to his class, "What time will it be when 3 hours have passed?" 3. Let's pretend it's that time and move ahead 2 hours more. 5. And from there, let's say that it's 9 hours before. Oh my gosh. 9 hours before 5. I need a clock. I need an analog clock. Never thought I'd say that in this day and age, but I need an analog clock. Okay, so 9 hours before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8. If 6 hours before then, we'd made a note of the time. What time would it be if we'd moved ahead? 9. Okay, so 6 hours before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is 2. 9 ahead of that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 11. His students wrote down 6 numbers in all. Yes. Then went back to their daydreams of things big and small. Part 2. At high noon, the sheriff stepped into the street and addressed Bad Moon Bart. 5 hours ago, I told you to leave town, and you swore you'd be gone in 3. 10. There a reason why you're still here? I left right when I said I would, Bart exclaimed, but just as I was riding out to my house, I threw a shoe. I took him straight to the blacksmith, and he was real busy, said it would be 5 hours till he finished with my horse. Better tell him to get a move on, the sheriff drawled, because 2 hours from now... If you're still here, you're going to be real sorry, understand? Bart understood. He went back to the blacksmith, and an hour later was on his way to town. 6. There's another one. Okay, it was midnight, again with the 12. On a dark and stormy night, only 4 hours before, I had seen my dear friend Hollis, who informed me that he was leaving for the court of the Star Chamber in a mere 2 hours. And feared that he would never return. I realized that 6 hours after... he was to enter the chamber. I was to surrender myself to Court Blackwood. I had no way of knowing whether, after the usual 5 hours of interrogation, I would be able to keep my rendezvous with Lucretia 2 hours later. At 11. Okay. Would the Count let me leave, or would he imprison me forever? I was terrified. Okay. Librarian's Tale. A great keeper of books, it's true, am I. Many a reader through me can spy on wondrous worlds that will never die. You could say it's magic, the librarian's eye. I think this one I'm going to have to take photos of. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to write the whole thing. But to get such an eye, you must first take a look at the cards that keep track of every book. The title's the thing, addition's the hook. That will let you remove the orb from its nook. There's another one I think I'm just going to take photos of. Now I understand why there were so many note cards for this. History of Quincy T. Booker's teeth, primary teeth history, build up right second molar extraction. Yeah, this is what I was looking for previously. For those teeth books. That's for those teeth books. Steps in the right direction. In a place where bones are buried, so is something that you seek. Start where Charlie Wicker sleeps. already got that. I've got that. Charlie will give you directions, but count on my shovel to find the way. When you find the place, a monumental task awaits. Okay. The key to the statues are key. Avian statues hide secrets bound. Mechanical feathers from metal were pound. Wires and springs and levers were wound. As levers are pulled, solutions compound. A feather stands up, another falls down. You won't need to peek if you listen to sound. Inside this drawing, a solution is found. Master of Buzzards drops key to the ground. Wonderful pirate and nautical nonsense. Stealthily stalking them, famished and anxious. Out hunting west waters, he was cantankerous. Out here with the sea-stricken pirates aplenty, a week's worth of looting left their large stomachs empty. Down to the port, we'll plunder some dinner. But the truth is that these pirates could have been thinner. Their villainous vessel was bugged down by booty. They would drop off the treasure, and away they'd be scooting. They would fill up the village and make a great mess. Down to the mangroves, they'd surely digress. Ah, it's a beastie. Swim for your lives. The calm sea's treachery left a surprise. A long-legged beastie whose eyes were aglow had spotted some treasure in the hole down below, and his curious nature could not let it go. So he tore down the hull, and alarmed were the pirates. He started to break down the structures inside it. This nautical naughtiness knocked down the ship. These petrified pirates were muddled and miffed. So they fired their guns at this grand octopus, at one leg, at two legs, at left legs, and six. But the creature continued with two other arms. The northwestern water wailed in with alarm. The pirates abandoned this nautical nonsense and swam right to the shore with their rather large haunches. But gaggles of gunmen got left getting gobbled. The creature was angry. In its own ink it bubbled. So down dove the octopus right to his den. He spit out their bones and fashioned a fence. And each treasure, of course, he had not left behind. He'd befriend all these baubles in very short time. And long lived this octopus hidden away, but his fate fell quite quickly on one fateful day. And that's it. Oh good, I get to keep it. Calendar 22 is a death thing. Shiver. Parlor house. Arg. Chateau. Here it isn't Pro West Bank.
May 31st? That's today.
Yep, Scuttled Bones. Rampart on Dumaine. Davy Jones, Beverly Knoll. Bilge Rats, Indian Beach. Kraken Parlor House. Black Spot, Rampart on Dumaine. Interesting. Oh, hey.
Gotcha.
Bruno, as usual, a good time was had by all your friend and fellow Jolly Roger Gilbert. Look familiar. Why is Gilbert the only one in red? Oh, that's the door.
There must be another way out.
Maybe one's way in, one's way out. Okay, this was also a thing. That's gonna be where Iggy goes. Oh! Okay, wow, that was a big photo. It was difficult to get a photo of. I wonder if that coin goes in here that I got. Yep. Hi, puppy dog. Yes, I see the time. Got a few more there. Right. Here, let me go play some music for a spider. And then we'll call it. Traps. We're traps. Yeah. Oh, hey, look. Yeah, we'll play some music for. Oh, wait. Let's get this, though. Oh, 3, 5. 8, 2, 11. Oh my gosh. 7, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. 5, 6. Oh, unless I have to go back and forwards the way it had it in there. I didn't write those down. But I can check it. We have the thing. Yeah, we took the notebook. Yeah, 5 hours ago. So back. I'm gonna go backwards to get to 7. I'm sure you'd be gone in 3. Okay, there we go. Forward. Forward. 2 hours from now. An hour later. Okay. 24 hours before. Backwards. 2 2 hours. Forward. 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 2 hours later, forward. So both of them are backwards and then forward, 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 forward. So let's try that. So 12. Back. Forward. 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 No? Huh. What are the other ones for? Well, in that case, we'll just go play some music. 4-hour spider friends. I gotta figure out which one's which here. That's high C. Okay. Middle C. Oh. Yeah, right here. go. Another eyeball. Okay, we got 2 more time thingies that I don't know what to do with, and then we gotta get his, shovel, which I'm thinking is this.
This shovel with the weird handle. Do you think I could borrow it?
Dr. Bolay took great interest in that shovel. Don't know why. Never used it. Just like to see it hanging there. Me, I use it to dig up roots.
I could dig you up some roots.
Right now I need mushrooms. I was hoping to get them picked tonight, but from the looks of all this potting I still have to do...
I'd be happy to pick them for you.
Why, what a generous offer. All right, then. I need 5 painted conchs. They're mushrooms that have got a short, fat stem and a large, bell-shaped cap covered with big red dots. You might find 1 or 2 here in the garden, but you'll have better luck in the boggy part of the cemetery. You get me 5, no more, no less, and I'll let you borrow that shovel.
Deal.
You can put them in this bag.
Okay.
How else may I be of service to you?
I'll lead you to your potting.
Fare thee well.
Very well. Alright, I gotta feed some animals, so let's check off things that we've done here.
Can't check that off yet.
Still no.
Check. I haven't done that.
Actually,
I haven't done that.
But I did. I know, we got 2 more things.
Did that.
Goals, yep. Something's on that letter.
All done. All done. Did that.
Thank you, Adore.
Check. Did that.
Take a good look at
Still have to do
say,
that.
oh, there's stuff I'm missing in there. Okay.
Check. All done.
I know, I definitely haven't gotten that.
Still have to do that.
A way to get Henry to give me the glass eye. Oh.
I haven't done that.
Oh, yeah.
All done. All done.
Did do those, though.
Still have to do that. Did that.
Yep. Okay, so next time we play, we'll get the 5 painted conchs. We'll get, we'll do the buzzard heads as well. We'll do the buzzard heads, we'll do the 5 painted conchs. Get the shovel, follow the instructions, and find whatever he has hidden. We'll try to convince Henry to give us an eye. We're going to find all the eyes next time, basically. We're going to do all the things to find all the eyes. We're going to find that dang lizard. And I think we're going to have to send Bess on a mission. We'll try to get all the eyes first, before I send her off on a mission. Because I don't feel comfortable putting Bess in that position. But as usual, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this, I forgot to save. Hold up. What are we going to call today's save? I painted conchs. Save. If you enjoyed today's video, even though when the center there got really weird, y'all having a chronic illness isn't fun. Well, if you have a chronic illness as well, feel free to share your story in the comments below. I'm always willing to share my story. If you ever have questions about chronic illnesses, feel free to leave us in the comments. I'll talk about them while we're playing in the next game for sure. So, yeah. I don't know what's going on anymore. I had a bad nap, woke up feeling worse, and now I'm dealing with brain fog. Fatigued brain fog. That's today. So if you like this, though, click that like button. Please leave a comment below, at the very least, to help out the algorithm. And then, as usual, if you want to see me play the rest of the Nancy Drew games, click that subscribe button. Or if you want to see me play Dragon Age the Veilguard, or both, click that subscribe button and click the little notification bell so you know when a video drops. Otherwise, as usual, don't play dress. Just don't do it.